Welcome back to Fly Tying Fridays. This episode we're going to show you my way of tying a shrimp scud imitation. I will be doing this on a size 12 curved scud hook. I like to use one of these beads as the head on there. I like to use that as my weight, and it gives the shrimp a little more movement on the tail end. The body on this is mainly just going to be dubbing in a loop, so we are going to use a little bit of wax. It's going to help it stay in there a little bit better. I am going to add just the tip of this hackle feather, just to give a little bit of a tail onto it. The ribbing on this is going to be this fine gold wire, just to give it some segmentation to the body. The shellback on this, I'm going to use this pearlesant stripping. Works really good, it's really reflective underwater. On this one, I'm going to use some of this just olive thread. Go ahead and just try and match a natural color of whatever dubbing you're using. As you learn, try all kinds of different colors. Find out what works in your area. Let's start tying, and I encourage you to tie yours while I walk you through it. Again, I am no professional, but hopefully that makes it easier for you to learn a skill every fly fisherman should at least try. Start with that hook in the vise, and we'll add our thread. Couple wraps forward, couple wraps back. That's just going to lock that thread in there. Trim off that access up there. Now we're going to bring that about halfway back. About there, we're going to add in some of that gold wire. Take about 3-4 inches of gold wire, lay it up there and just lock it in, and keep bringing that thread back. Cut a little strip of your pearlesant. If you don't have pearlesant, there's a whole lot of other things that'll work. Just be creative. And again, just keep bringing that thread back. And then let it dangle a little bit. Make sure your pearlescent is just off the back. Go ahead and pull out about 4 to 5 inches of thread and hang your dubbing loop twister in there. And then lock that back up onto your hook. And bring that thread all the way back forward. And let it hang. Take your dubbing and spread it out. And then go ahead and just thread that into that loop that you made. And then go ahead and just give that thing some twists. And you want it messy, so don't go too tight. You want to be able to use those fibers as legs. Grab a little clamp, and we're just going to do nice, tight wraps. All the way until you get to that head, and then we're going to take that and just tie it off. Just a good nice wrap, another good tight wrap, and then 2 in front. Just keeps it nice and tight. Go up in there and trim off that extra. We're going to take that pearlescent that we had, and we're just going to bring it right up flat on the back. Pinch that with your index finger and your thumb, and that way it'll hold in place. You can give it 1, 2, 3 good snug wraps. Pull it tight, and you should be able to grab this pearlescent and kind of give it a little snug tug up, just to kind of get it in position where you want it on the back. And then you can go ahead and just trim off what's left of that right on top of the bead. Then we're going to take our ribbing wire and we're just going to do about 4 or 5 wraps, just kind of building segments, not too tight but enough to make it look ribbing-ish. Give that a wrap, lock that down, 2 in front, I like to do 2 behind. Take that wire, pinch it and just twist, it'll break right off. Get your whip finishing tool in there, give it a good 3 to 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut that thread off there. Alright, then go ahead and take a wire brush, piece of Velcro, whatever you've got, and just brush downwards, and we're just going to pull out leg fibers on the front, on the back, and you're just building your leg fibers. Then we'll get some UV glue. You're going to want to use thick for the shellback. Take that glue and just run a nice bead all the way up that pearlesant, and then immediately hit it with that UV light. Now I'm not going to make you sit here through all of that UV light and simulation and wait. With the thick UV gel, it usually takes roughly 2 minutes to cure all the way. So I will fast forward through that so you don't have to see 2 minutes of me holding this light. That's going to give her nice shell back. That nice shine from that pearlescent. And she's good to go. If you have enjoyed this video or learned something new, please subscribe down below. I will have a walkthrough for a different fly every Friday, starting with some basic patterns to help learn different techniques that will all come together in more difficult flies down the road. Thank you again for watching. Comment down below if you can guess what we're tying next week. Here's a hint. The fly I am tying at the end of this video is the fly we will be tying in the coming week. Can you find out what it is?